doesn't seem like it would take too much time out of God's schedule to show us again. To give us some more proof. To help us believe again.
To tell you the truth, ma'am, I'm very unimpressed with a young man who, after a young lady has looked into his face and said, "I love you," he says, "Oh yeah? Prove it. Go to bed with me." I find that to be crass manipulation. Similarly, whenever I approach God, I better have the humility to say, "God, you reveal yourself as you choose, not as I stipulate." The attitude, "God, you have to reveal yourself this way," is the height of human arrogance. I was at Michigan State University, and it was getting kind of cloudy and beginning to drizzle, and a student stepped out of the crowd and said, "Cliff, it's real simple. God, if you exist, part the clouds, shine a shaft of sunlight on me.
Praise the sun is shining on me. All
and I'll believe. And furthermore, I'm giving you 60 seconds. Go. 59, 58, 57. And I'd look that young Michigan State freshman in the face and say, "Sir, all I'm impressed with is your manipulative arrogance. God doesn't have to play your game with you. God is God. The question for you and for me as human beings is, are we going to genuinely, sincerely search for God, or are we going to run away from God?"
Why do so many millions of people have trouble with this then? Why can't it be easier for us?
Okay. Is the real problem at UT Austin that people have pored over the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? And because of their high IQ, they have realized the evidence is lacking. Then they have found an option to Jesus that has more evidence supporting that object's reliability. Is that really the issue? Or is the issue at UT Austin, I want to sleep around, I want to get drunk, or I just want to do my own thing? I appreciate the honesty of students who have said that's exactly why I reject Christ. I was at UMass Amherst, and a student came up to me just before I was speaking the final day and said, "Cliff, I really appreciate all that you've said about the evidence supporting Christ's reliability." And I said, "That's great. You must be ready to put your faith in Christ." He said, "No way." I said, "Why not?" He said, "Because I like to drink and fornicate." He sat behind me. I was just about to start to talk again. Another student comes up to me and says, "Cliff, this bit about Jesus makes more sense than ever." I said, "Wow, that must mean you must be ready to put your faith in Christ." He said, "No way." I said, "Why not?" He said, "Because I like to drink and fornicate." The guy sitting behind me burst into laughter and says, "Well, Cliff, it sounds like that's a common problem here at UMass Amherst. We like to drink and fornicate." I understand that. I don't want to do God's will. I want to do my will. That's why moral relativism is so popular. And Jesus has this embarrassing way of pointing out we all have a problem with sin. We all like to defy God and do our own thing. That's why we reject Christ. How many of us reject Christ because we study the Gospels hard, found the evidence to be lacking, found the evidence to support another option as more reliable, and follow that other option? Come on. Now, I am not saying that every atheist and every agnostic has made the decisions I've just outlined. I never once said that everyone is like that. But what I did say is that is a very common, very, very prevalent reason why people reject Christ.